Welcome back to Table Talk. I would like to welcome White County, Tennessee author Diane Berger. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you for having me, Karen.
Great. I'm so excited. I have been reading some excerpts from your books. Very interesting. So how did you start your journey in writing novels?
That probably started somewhere around junior high school. I would jot down either ideas for a book or stories or the stories themselves. Of course, I never finished them, but it kind of bit the bug, so to speak.
So you're kind of, even though you didn't in your career, original career, I guess in banking you said, didn't start out being a novelist, but just kind of always had that,
It was
thought process.
mainly a hobby type thing.
Yeah, that's great. Now, tell us about, how do you even start the process of writing a book? Like you said, just making notes and things?
Well, I think the general consensus is to write about what you know. And if you don't know what you're writing about, you research it, which is what I did with this. We made 6 or 7 trips up to Michigan in the 11 months it took me to write this. And the people at the fort, the interpreters, just the people in the gift shops pointing out books that would help, extremely helpful.
Well, it's very evident in your book. As I said, I went to Amazon and read the first 3 chapters of your first book, Lieutenant's Wife, and let's start with that. Tell us about how the story came to you.
My husband Bill and I had been vacationing up in that area of Michigan for several years, and we always wanted to visit the fort, but just never budgeted the time since we were both working. So in 2009, we decided we were going to go up for the St. Ignace car show, and any car buff in the audience is going to know what that's about. Main reason was because John Schneider was going to be there, and I think you know who he is.
Yeah, Du Bois.
Oh, yes. We met with him for about 10 minutes. He was very gracious, signed autographs, took pictures. And once we finished with him, we decided we would start the 16-hour trip home. And halfway across the bridge, we figured, well, we're right here, might as well stop in the fort. Spent about 4 hours there. Very interesting, very informative. And 3 months later, when I'm at work, I think I was sitting in the break room, and this dialogue comes into my head about a British officer. And son of a gun, if he doesn't look just like John Schneider. So I patterned Lieutenant Ian Turner after John.
Let's look at your picture that you've got here. So this was actually, was this made that day? Oh no, this is a separate, okay.
This was taken,
he's holding the book.
This was taken in 2015 at the Tullahoma car show where he was appearing. And I had copies of The Lieutenant's Wife printed up at the local Office Max and presented him with it. And he seemed really thrilled to receive it. Especially after I told him the story.
Right.
I haven't heard from him yet, but I'm still hopeful.
Hey, if it ever goes to a movie, he would play a great lead, wouldn't he?
He would actually have 3 parts.
Okay.
Lieutenant Ian Turner, his great-great-great-grandson Jefferson, and a park employee, Martin Pratt.
Okay, so plenty of roles for him.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So the book is full of historical references. How did you do the research? You said you made several visits there.
Right. Quite a bit of information I got from the books that were sold in the Fort gift shop. But even with the written word, you cannot beat one-on-one. And as I said, the interpreters were so full of knowledge. One interpreter, Mr. James Evans, at the time that I was visiting there, had been there for over 35 years. And he had the best job in the world. He got to walk around with a gun. And his wife, Dr. Lynn Evans, is the senior archaeologist at the Fort Michilimackinac dig. And she has, and her team have unearthed some relics from uniform buttons to sewing needles to broken crockery, just about anything.
Right.
And it's pretty much an ongoing thing.
And did you say this is the Revolutionary War period?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
1778.
tell us a little bit, I guess, about the storyline of The Lieutenant's Wife.
in a nutshell, is about a woman who travels back in time to 1778 and helps clear the name of Lieutenant Ian Turner when he is suspected of stealing payroll and treason against the crown.
All right. Well, it was, like I said, I read the first 3 chapters. I do plan on getting the book from Amazon. It was very interesting. It was definitely a page turner. So then that brought us up to your newest book, Adele's Secret. So
Right.
tell us a little bit about that.
That one came about halfway in, when I was halfway finished with The Lieutenant's Wife. Certain dialogue would come into my head and scenes, I guess you call them, but they didn't fit with what I was writing. So I wrote them down and figured, well, I'm going to have to write another book, and I did.
Okay, so I guess like you said, you was in the middle of this and then things kind of kept popping in, but
Right.
you thought, it's not going to fit in with The Lieutenant's Wife. It's its own story.
Right.
All
Right.
right, so who is Adele? Tell us a little bit about this.
Adele is the wife of Commandant Reginald Benton Willingham III, who was, I should say, the commandant at the time that Ian was at the fort. He was also a sort of schoolmate of his, although he was several years ahead of Ian, and they never really got along. But there were circumstances that come through in Adele's Secret that tell why they didn't get along.
Probably tell some of the mystery, as you said, of
Right.
why characters are
Right.
the way they are in The Lieutenant's Wife.
It clears up a lot of gray areas, let's say.
And both of these are available on Amazon, is that
On
right?
Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, both in the soft cover that you see here and on ebook, Kindle, or Nook. Or you can order them from my website, author.dianeberger.com.
So do you have plans to keep writing?
Absolutely. I'm kind of toying with a Christmas story regarding Ian and his wife, Abigail.
Okay.
And that would be at Fort Mackinac, where they eventually moved after Fort Michilimackinac was destroyed and dismantled.
Okay. So are these fictional characters?
Yes.
Okay, but
Yes.
the events are historical.
Some of the events are, yes. A lot of them are just figments of my imagination. And my brother always said I had a very vivid one.
Well, I would think most authors should. But it's fascinating. I can tell you really have fallen in love with your characters enough to keep going with their storylines, and
Yes, I did.
probably can grow and grow. So you have a book signing coming up.
I do, on September 16th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Mad Raven on 255 West Bachman Way in Sparta. Laura Bianchi, who is the owner, has a wonderful variety of homemade muffins. They're delicious. Coffees, tea, sandwiches, cookies, bagels, you name it. So
So you're gonna, at that background and all that wonderful things, you're gonna be there signing your book, giving autographs, that type of thing.
right, question and answer, talking about the book, reading excerpts from it if
Oh,
they
yes.
want.
So let's talk about, real quick, the covers of the book. They are beautiful. Who did your artwork on these?
The artwork was done by an extremely talented young lady named Sarah Sense Cook in Cookville.
Okay.
I worked with both her and her mother at SunTrust. And she had done an oil portrait of her own son that she had given to her mother. And her mother had it sitting on her desk, and I swear you could walk past it and see the kid breathing. It was so realistic.
Yes.
She is extremely talented. She also did all the sketches inside.
Okay. Now, I noticed with The Lieutenant's Wife, as I was reading, it was on the Amazon preview thing.
Right.
The dress of the main character tells a lot about the story, because I was looking at it and I thought, wow, she's got a dress on here, but wait a minute, that's a pantsuit. So
Right.
that kind of lends, I guess, to what we have
plus the bridge is over here, but it's not over there.
I see that. Okay, I didn't catch that part of it, but I could tell that there was some kind of, this character is playing in 2 different time frames in the book.
Yes.
So very exciting. Well, Diane, we wish you the best of luck. We look forward to your new possible book coming up, and remind all of our viewers to take a look at this on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and if possible, go to the book signing. And you said that's at the Mad Raven in Spartan.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's it for today's show. We sure hope you enjoyed it. Come back next week for more great local information on Table Talk.